welcome everyone, my name's Ali, and if you guys have been paying attention to the TVs in Fortnite Battle Royale, the TVs that gave us the warning of the meteorites coming at the end of Season 3, then you may have seen a brand new warning on those TVs, which are going to be explained to you guys today, and to fully understand what is happening and how potentially the end of Season 4, because we're actually getting closer and closer to it, could actually be happening. We need to completely tear apart, break down, and work out the exact story behind Fortnite Battle Royale Season 4, including both the Omega and also the Carbide storyline as well, to really understand how we're going to be moving forward, to find out exactly what this new warning sign means, because, oh boy, it seems like it's going to be another explosive ending to another season of Fortnite. If you guys are new around here, make sure you're subscribing, turn notifications on when you do so, otherwise you could miss some of my videos. Once you've done that, you'll see them straight away. So as we get more information leading up towards the end of Season 4, I'll be sharing it with you guys straight away, and you guys can see it as well. Now, as I break all of this down for you, we've got another gameplay in the background where I'm aiming for a victory royale, so keep an eye on the action as well. But trust me, we've got a lot to share, so get comfortable, get ready, and get excited, as we may have discovered already how Season 4 will be ending. So without further ado, let's get it started. So if you hadn't been keeping an eye on the weekly challenges, you'll be able to see that actually there's only about 3 or 4 weeks left of Fortnite Season 4. It is absolutely flown by. I can't believe how quickly it's gone. And obviously with all of the hype surrounding the meteors and the end of Season 3, already we're getting back into talks as to what's going to happen at the end of Season 4. So I want to explain the whole story behind Season 4 of Fortnite. Obviously we know there are superheroes, we know the Omega skin, we know the Carbide skin, but are they actually real? What is actually going on? Is it going to be a big epic fight between them at the end? Well, there's not. It's actually very, very different to what you may think. At the start of Season 4, we saw the introduction of a lot. Obviously the meteor came in, destroyed Dusty Depot, which is now Dusty Divot. We got hop rocks placed all over the map in the little craters that the meteors formed, and 2 of the biggest additions of the superhero and super villain bases were added in alongside the new film set that had been put up, and loads of green screens in MOISTY MIRE. Now, although a lot of people will be expecting some sort of big plot and some plan from the Omega supervillain to potentially end Season 4, that is not looking like how things will be going, because all of the superheroes, all of the skins that are superhero themed for Fortnite Season 4 are actually just actors, and there is no real threat, no real destruction that will be caused by any of these superheroes or supervillains. And taking a look at all of the weekly loading screens we've unlocked so far will actually explain that a little better. So taking a look at the week 1 unlock screen, we can see obviously, and it told us straight away, that there is a big film production going on, but it's disrupted by the meteor that actually hits the prison, which is obviously near MOISTY MIRE, in the background. Now, as a result of the prison being smashed down, they incorporated it into the film set with the release of the Omega skin. Now, at this point here, it kind of looks like maybe this guy is going to go off and cause a load of destruction and is linked in with the meteors, but as we go through them, as we take a look at the 3rd image here, it says, a looming threat. Once again, the heroes must unite and heed the call to action. So at the moment, it's still a little bit like, well, they're filming something over here, there's the supervillains and superheroes over here, but that actually are tied in. Week 4 shows Omega actually bringing all of his robotic comrades to action as he's actually in his big super villain base, which is obviously the big skull in the side of the mountain. And then in the week 5 picture, it says the ultimate battle of good versus evil, who will prevail? So until this point, everything has been suggesting that we're going to get some big epic battle to finish off the season. But just a few weeks ago, that all got put to rest with the week 6 image, which actually shows all of the superheroes, a load of supervillains chilling on their phone on the movie set, actually with the big evil base behind them. And it proves the fact that this is all actors, this is all fake. None of this is actually anything real that is is happening within the world of Fortnite. But one of the biggest piece of information to take away from this is actually the little note for this one. It says, "That's a wrap. Director's notes. What a crazy shoot. Those meteors that crashed sure gave us a lot of extra free production value. Glad we survived it." So they've wrapped the film. They filmed the old good versus evil battle. It's over. We saw that in the week's 5 images. But it let us know that the meteors were nothing to do with filming. They weren't meant to happen and weren't going to be incorporated into the film in any way at all. It's also safe to presume that both of the bases, which were obviously incorporated at the beginning of season 4, are there simply for set purposes, film purposes. You've got a superhero and a supervillain base, and we saw some filming obviously with the Omega skin in there building up his army. So those places are not real places, they are just being put together for the film. Now this is where things all turn on their head, because with last week's loading image, week 7, we obviously saw the arrival of the Visitor, who turned out to be inside the main meteor that crashed inside Dusty Divot. And he comes out of his pod, which for those guys that haven't seen, I'll show on screen here nice and up close. But this guy has nothing to do with the film. He is definitely not fake. This is genuinely like a potential threat to the world of Fortnite. Now, going back to obviously the warning that we got today on the TVs, I don't know about you, but as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. With that TV showing a red outer glow on what is actually the super villain base, which is inside the mountain where a load of filming has been going on for the old Omega versus Carbide battle. Now, we are obviously going to assume that both of the bases are just a set. I'm sure you guys know that there's a massive rocket within inside the actual supervillain base. But with it all being a set, none of it is actually functioning, none of it is actually real. There was no real threat from anything that was added in initially within Season 4 that fits into this big film. However, with the meteors and with the Visitor, this is where the real threat begins, and this is where the warning sign is actually being triggered because the Visitor is kicking off and he is about to cause a lot of destruction. So thanks to another weekly loading image, this is actually the week 8 image that some people got unlocked for some reason. We still don't quite sure know why, and actually shows the Visitor inside the supervillain base with the rocket in front of him, and again a really useful caption that says that he just needs to do a little bit of tinkering to actually make it a functioning, a working rocket, a nuke in other words, that could potentially go and destroy any part of the map, just like the meteor caused a lot of destruction at the start of Season 4. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, well, how do you turn a set rocket into a working rocket? This was actually predicted ages ago. I remember seeing someone comment this right at the beginning of Season 4 when the hot rocks were introduced. So those of you guys haven't been keeping an eye on all of the progression and the slight changes in the map over the season, we've obviously been excavating and working out what's inside the meteor. That's now been revealed as obviously the Blockbuster Visitor skin. However, all of those hot rocks have actually been moving locations, have been put into the back of trucks, and have actually been going west, for those of you guys that haven't noticed it, and the trucks are actually heading directly to the supervillain base. You can actually find a lot of these hot rocks already in place in the pools, in like the empty swimming pools, in the bottom of a supervillain base, and it's theorized that these hot rocks will act as some sort of energy source to actually power the rocket for the Visitor to actually put it into action and use it for real. But with this Visitor being a real threat, with the rocket being powered up and tinkered with, where's it gonna land, what's it gonna do, and when is it going to happen? So the when it's gonna happen, I can actually give you some sort of answer. I don't know why. You may have seen me play Fortnite on a Nintendo Switch yesterday. If you haven't, you need to watch that. It's my Fortnite playlist in the description. I got a new kill record. It is the most amount of fun I've had on Fortnite in a long time. But anyway, divulging there a little bit. The TVs, for a very brief period on the Switch version, started to show a countdown, counting down from 3 days' time, which would lead us on to Tuesday. Now, this isn't on any of the other consoles, it isn't live on any of the other TVs anymore, so it may be an accident, but with it counting down to Tuesday, that is the normal update day that we've been gotten for most of the days throughout Season 4, it could be that potentially the rocket will go off, or the map will progress in getting ready for the rocket to go off in just 3 days' time on Tuesday. But at the moment, we don't know what this week's update is going to be. We don't know anything else about what will be happening on Tuesday, but, you know, keep an eye out for it. I'll be keeping an eye out for it for sure, and I'll keep you updated on if anything changes with these TVs. But in terms of the location of where this rocket could potentially hit, we need to again go back to previous leaks before Season 4 had even started. The most prominent one was one that actually turned out to be 100% true, which is the fact that the meteor was not going to hit Tilted like everyone thought. It was going to hit Dusty Depot, which is exactly what it did. And he also predicted the superhero theme. Now, the other thing that was leaked was the fact that by the end of Season 4, MOISTY MIRE would cease to exist. And that is all he said. He didn't give us any hint as to what would be happening with it. Now, with that, obviously the film set came along, it started to progress, but it definitely hasn't taken over the whole of MOISTY MIRE, but it definitely has changed it a little bit. Some people were predicting that by the end of Season 4, the whole thing will turn into a massive film set. That doesn't quite seem to be happening. Now, if this leak stands true, which all of it has done so far, and I'm trying to rack my brain, and you guys can help me here, as to why this would happen, but if it's going to fit in with those leaks, it looks like the visitor will set off the rocket for it to explode MOISTY MIRE. Why he's doing this, I'm not too sure. Maybe he just wants to wipe out the whole film set. There could be more reasons. Maybe he sets it off and has a target, and then it gets actually knocked off track and it ends up just hitting MOISTY because there's not really much going on there. But that would be probably the safest and the most accurate prediction for where this rocket will be landing, at least at this moment. And then one more thing that I am very excited about, and I almost forgot to mention, I'm glad I didn't, is obviously the secret bunker which has been placed in Wailing Woods. Ever since that was added, I thought week by week it would get bigger, another bunker would pop up somewhere. Nothing's happened with it. We've obviously managed to glitch inside of the shopping cart, which was really fun. But that has also been theorized to be an underground bunker system linking a load of the parts of the map which are normally quite far from each other together with a safe bunker underground route. Now, if this big nuke, this big rocket, this big explosion does go off somewhere on the map, then this is obviously a safe place to be. But the bunker being in Wailing Woods is definitely a very, very far distance from MOISTY MIRE. So how those will tie in exactly, I'm not sure. But if it does cause more destruction than just MOISTY MIRE, the underground bunker route could serve as a safe way to navigate around the map, tie into the loading images we've been getting each week for Season 4 as well. I definitely think the bunker has something to do with whatever's going to happen with this rocket, and it could be a safe place to go to avoid all the destruction it's going to cause. So I started this video off by saying we could have a very explosive end to the season, and I hope we can now see why. In terms of everything I've just told you, I am sure on all of it. Obviously, we've got all of the proof from the loading screens. The thing I'm not sure about, and the thing we're going to have to really see, is when and how this rocket is going to go off and exactly what it is going to do to the map and how it will link into whatever the theme or whatever the next season ends up being, which, let's remember, is now so close, like 3 weeks away, really. It is just around the corner, and I'm sure this is not the last warning message / map update / teaser for whatever is coming next in the world of Fortnite. If you want all of your friends to know about this, make sure you're sharing this video around and let them know what is happening. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section if you've got your own idea as to where the rocket could be landing, or anything else you'd like to add to this video. Do leave it down below in the comments. I'll be having a look at all of them. If you've enjoyed, give it a big fat thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Fortnite videos. If you want to watch a Nintendo Switch Fortnite video I mentioned, check out the Fortnite playlist in the description. It contains all of my videos. And as always, guys, have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Goodbye.